Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, this is another Lost in the Grooves video. I picked out 3 albums that all perhaps deserve a little bit more attention, so see what you think. So, starting off with this is an album by a band called I Am Clute. The album's called Sky at Night. It came out in 2010. So, I Am Clute, an interesting band. I think their debut album came out in about 2000, and I remember somebody giving me a CDR of it, so burnt me a copy of the album, and it really got me at the time, but it got quite a bit of attention around that sort of period, but gradually they just sort of faded away. I think they got dropped. I think that was pretty much the case with a lot of bands around that sort of period. There's a bit of resurgence in guitar music at that point, and so a lot of those bands within the next few years sort of fell by the wayside. And so they made a bit of a resurgence towards the end of that decade. And this album is produced by Guy Garvey and Craig Potter from Elbow. And I suppose they were quite similar in a sense that they had quite a big opening when their debut album came out. I think probably around the same sort of time. And people sort of lost interest for a little while, and then they came back with the album The Seldom Seen Kid, which won the Mercury Music Prize. Now, this was also nominated for the Mercury Prize back in 2010. It didn't win, but it got this album quite a bit of attention, and deservedly so. I think this is a fantastic record. Great songwriting. I'd certainly say they're a better band than Elbow. They're certainly, I certainly appreciate them more. I think the songwriting is better, stronger songs all round, and it's more of a laid back, almost sort of ramshackle feel to the songs at times, and it really works. It's an excellent record. I'm going to do a needle drop on the first track called Northern Skies, which I think might have been a single at the time, but yeah, see what you think.
Stars tonight, just northern sky, reflected light upon your face. People think stars rule our lives, some people they think otherwise, that be replaced. Where did you go on that big black night? Did you take the coast road back through your life? Just sand, the moon, the stars that shine a light and say, well, they'll be alright for me. Shroud our lives in mystery, rooting stars and stormy seas if we...
Right, and just following that with an album by a band called Causto. This is their debut album. I think it came out in 2000. Now, if I'm totally honest, I haven't heard this album or even thought about this band in years. And I was just going through the racks a couple of days ago and came across this, and a whole load of memories came flooding back. I mentioned before that my best mate passed away a couple of years ago, and this took me right back to us being, sort of in our 20s, early 20s, whatever. And after overcooking it on a Saturday night, listening to this on a Sunday morning, and it's a beautiful record. It's if you're a fan of Scott Walker or Richard Hawley or Burt Bacharach, it's got all of those elements in here. It's all about the vocal, but great songs again. Not necessarily an easy album to find on vinyl now, but you'll certainly get the CD pretty cheaply, and definitely worth checking out. Songs such as Your Day Will Come, The Last Good Day of the Year, or She Don't Hear Your Prayer. I think they may all have been featured on the free CD that you got on the front of the Uncut magazine back in the day, and I think that's probably how I came across this band. I know I saw them live a few times around that sort of 2000, 2001 time. Great band, probably deserved a lot more attention, so I'll perhaps play a clip of the track The Last Good Day of the Year.
Sick of living when the sun was so forgiving, although we have stolen all ways that we thought we had owned them have disappeared. All these things in flavor won't do you no favors. When the summer's light is fragrant with sense of returning, you relent, you resent, now you're burning for nothing to change. There's something there. I'm gonna fall and feeling flowers won't rest. Only minutes, only hours unless. Now the morning breaks and showers, I guess. We remember this all of our lives. On the last good day of the year, on the last good day of the year, on the last good day of the year, all the leaves are turning.
And finally, an artist that I mentioned quite a bit, Richard Hawley. This is his album Standing at the Sky's Edge that came out in 2012. Now, Richard Hawley, one of my favourite artists, but this is an album of his that I don't go back to very often. So my go-to Richard Hawley albums are very much Cole's Corner or True Love's Gutter, Ladies Bridge, Low Edges, that sort of period. This is slightly after that run of records, and it's a far more sort of guitar heavy record. The songs are much bigger. I say it's a wall of guitar sound there. His vocals are drenched in reverb. It's this huge sound that he's going for, and it really works, but perhaps, you know, it's a little bit outside of his normal sound. Some great songs on here. I know the single was Leave Your Body Behind You, which is a brilliant track. And of course, Richard Hawley at the moment getting loads of plaudits for the Standing at the Sky's Edge musical, which is has won all sorts of awards down in the West End in London. So yeah, great record. I'm perhaps going to play a track off the first side, the song She Brings the Sunlight, which I think is one of the best examples of that big reverbed guitar sound that I mentioned there. But yeah, a lovely record, and perhaps one of his that doesn't get the attention that it deserves. So there you go. Cheers.